live now. Yay!
Live?
Live! We have people!
Hello.
Welcome
Hello.
to Clinical Role, where geeky psychologists and therapists and therapeutic dungeon masters sit around and play some Dungeons and Dragons. So, we have a very special game tonight. You'll notice that I don't have my usual players with me. Instead, we have two special guests who are going to be joining us for the game for a little while, here and there. So if you guys could go ahead and introduce yourselves. We'll have ladies first with...
I'm Dr. Rachel Kowert. I'm a research psychologist. I study games and gamers. Specifically, I study what games do to gamers, media effects. This is my first dip into D&D. I'm very excited. So we'll see how it goes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm Jack Berkenstock. I'm a master's level therapist and the executive director and one of the founders of the Bodhana Group. We're an organization that uses tabletop gaming, whether board or role-playing games, for education, skill building, and therapy. And we're based in York, Pennsylvania. So this is my second visit.
Yes.
And I'm very, very happy and pleased to have been invited back.
Well, you're going to get invited back, but you bunch. Like, that's going to happen.
You flatter me.
Awesome. And as always, I'm your Dungeon Master, Dr. Meg Connell, out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I work at Southeast Psych, where I do therapeutic D&D as well as individual psychology. And someday maybe research again. Hopefully. We'll see. I don't know.
Come to the dark side.
Private practice and research is a freaking hard combo. All right. Well, welcome. Before we jump into the game, do you guys have any announcements or anything you want to plug that you're doing? Like cool stuff that's happening?
Not for me.
No?
Well, of course, for anyone who follows or knows Bodhana, one of the biggest announcements we have is on October 12th through the 14th is our annual Save Against Fear convention fundraiser. It's 3 days of all manner of gaming. We even have a therapist track this year where we're offering a training on therapeutic applications of role-playing games. And we're going to have a ton of other workshops, panels, tournaments. All of it goes directly to benefit the Bodhana Group, which we are a 501c3 nonprofit. So if you want to check that out, you can just go to the Bodhana Group, BODHANA, .org, and there's all the links in there. You can find out how to pre-register. It's only 30 pre-reg for the entire weekend. It's an absolute awesome time, and actually the first time I met both of the Adams in person. So, yeah.
That's cool. Awesome. That sounds amazing. I don't know if I'll be making it out there, but I want to.
We'll save a seat for you.
There's too many cool cons and too cool trainings and things to go to, and not enough time. So
Yeah.
Never enough time.
Yeah, I don't have anything to... Well, if you guys go onto my Twitter, I've been retweeting. I did an awesome roundtable discussion on therapeutic dungeon mastering with Adam and Adam out of... sorry, that's our old group, Games to Grow. I've been retweeting that panel. It was an awesome discussion where he proposed it for PAX Unplugged, so hopefully it gets accepted for that. And you can come see that live if you come to PAX Unplugged, if they accept it. We don't know yet, but fingers crossed.
Oh, yes.
All right. And with that, let's go ahead and just jump right into the game. As soon as I figure out where I put the game. I have too many windows open. All right, so when last we left our heroes, these two particular heroes have not yet met. We had... actually, before I start giving a little recap of where your characters are, I'd like each of you to introduce your characters. A little bit about who they are and what they're doing in this crazy wide world.
All right, ladies first, I guess.
Sure.
My character is Enkai. She is a water genasi druid, sailor. She's trying to find her way in the world. She was born to two human parents, and they didn't quite know what to do with her. A blue-greenish child was a bit odd on their island. So she went on one of the boats that came into port and sailed for about 20 years looking for another of her kind. And she has yet to find one. So she's searching.
All right. I am Baron Valdus, and I am a ranger, better defined as a protector of the forest. I'm kind of an older guy, a little bit gruff, tired of the city life, and I realized that man's development was encroaching on the sacred world and lands that I held very dear as those that taught me the lessons that I carry with me. So I kind of balance between making sure mankind doesn't advance too much, or at least they don't do it in a way that destroys my home world. So I kind of balance between the wild and the ways of man, kind of making sure to keep a watch on them. And I sound a little bit like this.
Excellent. So, when you guys last had been venturing, we'll start with Baron Valdus. You had been at a carnival where you offered to act as a guide for 3 people who had just teleported into the city. You made fast friends with them and brought them to a fortune teller and were told of some ill tidings that were befalling nature, things coming out of balance. As you were there, Aarakocra, that you knew by the name of Krug, came and she asked for your aid up in the mountains, saying that there was need in her enclave that you knew. See, you've probably been there once before, just on the outskirts, but you know that this is an area high in the mountains that is generally inaccessible unless you can fly.
Okay.
And so she casts a levitate spell on you and you take off. So you guys are, with the duration of levitate, you're able to fly with her for just under an hour before she needs to stop, rest, regain her magic, and continue to fly you along. As she's, during these times of rest, sometimes she's just out of breath and just needs to rest and not talk, but she's telling you how things have been strange recently. Different animals that aren't normally seen have been coming out and harassing the Aarakocra people. And they've gained some distressing news from their people that live far, far to this southeast, on more of a tropical peninsula, of a fungus that has been killing many. Apparently, from what they've been told, a whole city has been abandoned.
Have they made any attempts to try to quiet or calm the animals in any way? Or are they just running amok?
We're trying to quiet and calm the animals we can, but it's seeming that many of the cave dwellers are being pushed out of their caves. Their territories are no longer as safe as they once had been.
So their anger is more out of fear than it is out of rage.
Seems to be. But the news of these strange spores is concerning to us, as well as trying to understand what on earth is sending these animals out of their caves.
What's the largest animal that's run out of their cave?
Well, there's news of far to the southwest of a red dragon that hasn't been seen in some time. He's been coming out towards the countryside, but more recently around where we are, there's been news of animals being seen petrified into stone.
Well, if these animals are being driven from their caves, we can assume that it's something larger or far more frightening than what they might be. So if this is spooking a dragon, that's definitely a problem to contend with.
It's concerning. It's why I wanted to bring you up. We need some help. We're skilled, but you know things that we might not. We've also been seeing a lot of humans, half-orcs, other types in white robes with a sun on it in the mountains.
This actually relates to a cult that has been operating. The folks that I met back in that town during the carnival, they were speaking of having some connection to them. They don't sound like a very nice bunch of people.
No, they've been harassing lots of different people up in the mountains. It's been a problem.
Are they overwhelming in terms of sheer numbers, or are they just stronger than the rest of the townsfolk?
They tend to come in and being strong. They're trying to... It's seemingly that they're trying to convert people and hunt out people who are of the shadow or something. Most of the avians, we've stayed away from them. They don't seem to have any way to get up to us, and they don't seem to be bothering us as of yet. But that temple that's in the mountains, the monks there with the 7 towers, and your character would know of this. It's the Temple of Moonlight.
I would say that if, and again, just kind of thinking of where the location and such of it is this something that would be like the temple is between where you guys are and where all the other stuff is, so it's kind of like toys on the staircase?
The Moonlit Mountain Range is probably... trying to think, like, in terms of how big it's easily, like, as wide as Montana. The whole, like, and then just continuing on. So, like, think of all of the Central American continent, but just covered in the Alps, essentially. It is a humongously big mountain range filled with caves, lots of different wandering groups through there, lots of Goliaths, different types of creatures from far and wide gather there. You know that, so where you were was on the easternmost side of the foothills. And so, you know, the avian races live eastern side of the middle would be the easiest way to put it. More towards the southeast is the Temple of Moonlight, which is a very well-known temple for monks to train at. It has 7 towers, one representing each of the disciplines. And then further to the south is the Dwarven. Basically, it's essentially like a stronghold, but like the seat of the former empire of the dwarves.
Well, if these people are forcing others into their ideas, those ideas probably aren't worth following. And if we don't help where they're at now, I'm sure they will eventually find a way to get to you. So, at least at the moment, we have a common potential enemy that maybe we should go and offer aid.
I think so. I think it might be good. Well, let's continue on.
Verily.
And you guys fly for the rest of the day. Evening comes, you take a rest overnight. The next morning, you're flying up, and as it's getting to a point where it's like you're close, but not quite close enough, and you look down and you see a figure climbing along the mountain range on her own. And
like
just
climbing how?
How
what I mean is like taking time, as like most mountaineers would do, like with putting the stuff into the rock and using like whatever the equivalent would be to like rope to guide, or naturally climbing.
I'm imagining she might naturally climb, but Rachel, this is your character, so how would she be climbing up the rock faces that she comes
naturally
across?
Climbing, like a beast, like on a girl on a mission.
Well, spending 20 years on ships, like you're used to probably climbing rigging and climbing to the top of the mast during storms and stuff, so it's like a rock that's not moving, whatever.
Right, done. Yeah.
And it's and Valdus, go ahead and just give me a perception check. Let's see how much of her you notice.
Okay.
The Dr. Beast is like a mountain goat.
21.
21. All right. You're able to pick her out pretty easily, and I believe as a large enough, she should have has greenish tinged skin, right?
Yeah.
So, you've seen this green skin. What color is her hair?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Are you? Well, he rolled a 21. I thought he was going to tell.
Character. You tell us how this is where you get to launch your character.
Like bluish, like long blue, like waves, long blue flowing hair.
How long and how does she keep it, given the activity she's engaged in?
It's long and free flowing, just like the ocean.
Okay.
All right, so you see this green tinged skin. When you first see the skin, the first thought is orc or half orc, but then you see the hair, and that doesn't really fit. So you're trying to kind of figure out what's going on there, and you see Krug's like, "What on earth is this?"
I have no idea, but anyone climbing rocks with that level of speed, without the feeling of safety to tie their hair down, that's either a very scared, very determined, or a very confident person.
Or very stupid.
I try to rule that one out if I can.
Let's go check. And Krug lands you guys down on a little outcropping about it's gonna be about 10 feet above where where Enkai is. Enkai, go ahead.
I was just saying, were we, when we were landing, are we attempting to do this in a stealthy way, or are we pretty dang obvious because of flapping wings and such?
Pretty dang obvious because of flapping wings and such.
Gotcha.
Krug probably could have landed fairly silently on her own, but with carrying you, even though you're levitating and light, it still throws off the aerodynamics and everything.
Are you saying I'm fat? No, just
And so, Enkai, as you look up, you see a species that you have seen before, but in a variety that you haven't necessarily seen. You've seen the Aarakocra people, but when you've seen them, you've more been to the south and seeing more brightly colored parrot-like ones. This is the first falcon type that you've seen. You were told, though, that this homeland of the avian races was where some of your people might be found as well. So this is the first sighting of one of them that you have seen. And she's dropping down. And how does Baron look?
Baron, wearing leathered armor, very worn, very cracked, carries a bunch of little bits and tufts of fur and some tails, maybe just adorning him. So it looks very gruff, not full beard, or kind of between more I guess an 830 shadow. And he just kind of has that calm, serene man who's lived in the woods for a while kind of look about him, where he had all, just looks at place wherever he is, provided it's in nature. So he looks very comfortable.
I think I would look very uncomfortable with these people all of a sudden showing up in the middle of my mountain goat climb.
You're doing very well!
Who are you?
I am Baron Valdus. I'm a ranger of these parts. And who might you be who scales rocks as though they're steps?
I am Enkai. I'm looking for my people. I was told they were this way. I thought they would be further north. Maybe if you are from this part, you can tell me if I'm headed in the right direction.
At this point, Krug's looking kind of confused at you for a moment.
Have you never seen my kind before?
Not green, but blue.
Really? I haven't seen any of my kind before. Where have you seen
In my
those who are
town.
blue? In your town? Where's your town?
You're not going to get there the way you're climbing.
Oh.
Here, and actually she reaches down at this point, because you've probably climbed up a little bit further, and pulls you up onto this bluff. And she gives you this kind of big, like, one up and down look. and, and you're just still, at this point, like, would she still be in kind of like her sailor garb and basically like kind of barefoot and just kind of roughing it, or?
Yeah, I think she probably looks pretty rough. I mean, she just got off the ship and started heading up the mountain, so I don't think that she's looking...
Is she carrying anything with her? Like, does she have like a pack on, or carrying any weapons on her? Or?
Yeah, she's got a pack. She's was on a boat for a long time, so she knows what she needs to survive. She has a staff, and she has a boomerang.
How are you certain that your people, if you've never seen one of yourself, how are you certain they're this direction?
I was told by someone in the port city that they had seen some of my people in this direction.
Did you know these people?
No, but I've spent my whole life looking for my people, so I thought it was worth a shot to come and see if the rumors were true.
I just hope you didn't misplace your trust into persons who might have been taking advantage of you. I don't recall seeing anyone with the markings or the color of your people.
But your travel companion says she has seen similar people to me.
She could see more things. She flies higher.
That's true.
And she's just been kind of like doing that bird thing where she kind of spins her head and like almost upside down, kind of looking at you, kind of sizing you up and trying to fit. And she just kind of looks at you both and goes, "We need to rest. Just give me a minute." And you see her kind of look off, and you notice her eyes glaze over milk white for a moment. And then they stay that way, and she kind of nods, and they come back into the regular color. All right, well, Baron Valdus, we already knew that you were coming, and you had been given passage into our village, into our town, but we're also going to allow passage for this one who comes here. And she's really like looking like she's searching for what phrase to best use, like bravely, foolishly. She doesn't seem quite to know who has been seeking us out with such determination.
Well, thank you.
A couple of my
Go ahead.
A couple of my companions are going to come and help. I can only carry one at a time.
How, pardon me, how long have you been searching?
Well, this particular mountain range for quite some time. I've lost track a little bit. I've been navigating by the stars, just trying to go as far north as possible. I've been on the seas for 20 years looking for my people. They haven't been in the port cities, I can tell you that.
I was ask her, and she's being honest with this?
Yeah.
Is that, she's being honest? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Looking up, I just got to see something really quick. Where did this go?
I could just, so how long have you been separated from your people? If you've been traveling for 20 years, is that the length of the time that you have yet to see one of your kin?
I was born to 2 human parents, so I've never seen any of my kin.
What did they know of your parents?
My mother bore me. There was some kind of event, some kind of event on our island, and when I was born, I didn't look like my siblings, and my parents loved me, but didn't know what I was and where I came from, and thought maybe I could find a better life or more of my kind somewhere else in the world. There were no other like me on my island.
So an outlier becomes an outlander.
Yeah.
Fascinating life you must have led.
I have some
Enkai,
good stories.
At this point, you catch out of the corner of your eye some movement in the sky coming down towards you fairly quickly. You're able to pick out 3 figures kind of in this kind of steep dive towards you. As her attention gets directed that way, Baron Valdus, you notice as well. You guys each give me a perception check. So roll d20 and you add your perception modifier to that. And so Rachel, you'll add 5 to whatever you roll.
Okay, so 21.
Nice.
All right. Perceptibles. 16.
16. All right. I'd say you had never seen these creatures before. You've read about them and heard about them. There are these winged beings with the bodies of lions, but the heads of giant eagles swooping down towards you. And you see another being that looks like the Aarakocra that you are standing with as they all come down and land just not quite on the little outcropping you guys are on because it's fairly small, but a little higher up on the hill. These 2 magnificent griffins with brownish feather coloring next to what you thought was an Aarakocra at first, but definitely is not. Valdus, you would have seen these in your last trip to this town. You know these as the Tsuri people. They are a race that are basically humanoid griffins. So a little bit
friendly, unfriendly.
That's what I was wondering.
Friendly, yeah. They you notice one of the things too as they're coming down and landing that one of the griffins has a what looks like a net or something clutched in its four claws. As they come down and you see Krug go, there they are. Oh, it's good to see you, Dre. And the Jasuri kind of looks like, see what you mean. Right, so you're going to travel with me. Pointing to Kai. And so hold on a second. And kind of starts chirping at the griffins and unfurls this large kind of net and strings it clips it on between 2 harnesses between the 2. And he flies down and kind of is like, all right, you ready?
In the net?
Yep. And he kind of boosts you up and just kind of chucks you into this net between these 2 griffins. And it's like, up, boys. And so when they're flying up and you are suddenly finding yourself in this, basically like a cargo net. You're very familiar with these things.
I am. Yes.
But suspended hundreds of feet above these humongous mountain peaks.
Baron starts examining the cargo net to make sure that there's no larger than regular size holes in the cargo net.
She's already taken. They just quickly kind of unceremoniously threw her in and took off as she's. And Krug goes, well, fear tends to be a good motivator to ensure someone's telling the truth. So, shall we? And you feel the levitate spell take over you as she grabs onto you. And
it's a great motivator for needing a change of clothing.
Never understood the propensity for a fear of heights.
It's not the height that's the problem. It's the falling from the height to a sudden stop at the bottom. We don't have wings.
such a problem for your race.
Only if we fall.
It's limiting, though. To be stuck only on the ground, I couldn't imagine it very well.
You get used to it after a while. There's differences in the ground: solid ground, soft ground, wet ground. You're wet. There's a lot of variance. You just have air.
Cloudy air, cold air, raining air, snowing air.
Why do we always have these discussions?
Someday I'll get you to want wings.
Actually, it's a good distraction. Let's keep talking of little things.
As you guys are flying along, so how would Enkai do with just being kind of thrown into this cargo net and being brought up between these two massive beasts?
I feel like she is not amused by that. I mean, she's happy to be getting to the top of the mountain, but she's a very independent, I'll do it myself kind of person, and just to be thrown with these. I mean, you said that that they're not threatening, these animals. No. I mean, at least there's that. So she's on for the ride, but not super happy.
Yeah, and in examining the griffins, looking at them, they seem intelligent, but maybe just as like almost like a well-trained beast of burden of some kind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's some intelligence there, but not like they can talk to you or something. And you do notice that Tsuri's kind of swooping around, guiding them around. Not using any like physical means, but more just keep maintaining their altitude by flying over the top of them and then just kind of steering them by coming in the front and showing them where to go.
Okay. So they're the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And as you guys start to approach, you come towards one of the mountain peaks. And as you look at it, it's... at first, nothing really catches your eye as you're far away from him. But then as you start to get closer, you notice towards the top, there's all these brightly colored ribbons streaming off of these, looks like cave entrances of some kind. And then as you get closer, you notice balconies and connecting walkways between the balconies. And coming down to sort of this valley type area between a couple of the higher peaks, you see what looks like just different like small houses and shops, a fountain of some kind at the middle, but just all of these homes built directly into the mountain with balconies. And you see as you're coming in different Aarakocra and eagles and Tsuri coming and flying out and snapping into the wind. Several come and kind of fly around this cargo net. And you do notice that some have weapons as the net you're brought down towards the ground. Krug also brings you into the ground area at the base of the mountain peak. You land, and again, you just see around you hundreds and hundreds of these avians. Some looking like eagles, others hawks, and then more of these griffin-styled ones.
Do they look friendly?
Make an insight check.
Okay. And I do that how?
D20 plus your insight, which is going to be a +3. So these are under your skill section on your character sheet.
Oh yeah, I see. Okay. 12.
12. They were all birds of prey of some kind, so it's very hard to say. You even notice a couple, because as you're coming in, it's getting into evening, and a couple come out who look a little owl-like. And so it's difficult to read their expression. It's the ones that have weapons, they're not brandished. But you do land, and you see an older, would be Tsuri coming out to look at you all. And, Krung, welcome back. And she kind of turns her head to the side and nods. And Baron, you would recognize this as Silverwing.
Okay.
He's the leader of this town, I guess.
Jack doesn't know, but I guess Baron would know the acceptable form of greeting for them.
Yeah, they typically, it would be more just hands clasped together and a head bow for them. And Baron Valdus, I wish there was better tidings in the world that brought you here.
If it comes to stopping a great evil, that is always a good time.
And who is this that you've brought with you?
Actually, she's kind of a stranger to both of us, but we had a very good feeling about her.
All right.
I think I would emulate the greeting out of respect for who seems to obviously be the leader of the tribe.
See? Manners and everything.
She's off to a good start, I'll say that.
Thank you for letting me come to your beautiful city. I have come looking for more of my people. I was told that they live here.
As you're saying this and looking around, you notice two beings that two of these things are not like the others.
Right.
Two human-looking figures step out, kind of looking at you curiously. One of them is completely bald. And the other one has white hair that's kind of tightly braided down their backs. And they have bright blue skin.
Okay. I think I would definitely look in their direction.
They kind of come out towards you and... You're from the water.
Are you from the water?
No. You came seeking us. How did you know we were here?
I was told by some people in the port city of Jericho that there were some of my kind up here in the mountains.
Have you not met other Jinn in Genasi?
Never. I didn't even know they could not come from the water. Where do you come from?
And at this point, Silverwing kind of chuckles and is like, well, it's, I see that there's definitely some education that needs to be happening, but the day's getting late. Come, let's get you two out of the cold and into one of the caves and feed you something. And at this point, you guys, it's cold. Like, seeing your breath cold up in these mountains. It's also a little bit hard to breathe because the altitude's so high at this point. But you're led into one of the caves. It's very brightly lit inside, and you come to this warm place, and you see it's a really interesting sight. Baron, the last time you came here, it was fall getting ready to go into winter. And now it's spring. And the biggest thing that is changed is this chamber that you're in, this main gathering chamber, is full of hatchlings. So little poofy feathered Aarakocra and Tesuri kind of running around. They're speaking, and you can see some of the adults are sitting down trying to teach some of them the common tongue, but they're mostly chattering around in the Aarakocran, or whatever the language is for the bird people. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But because they are babies, it's kind of this overwhelmingly high-pitched chirruping. It's very cute, but it's also like, wow, is this hard to hear?
Baron's actually going to, like, almost like a kid seeing their first puppy or something like that. Like, Baron's actually going to try to get as close to he can without freaking out and just kind of like listen to it like it's music he's hearing for the first time.
All right. And how would Enkai respond to seeing this and hearing this?
I think she would just be wide-eyed at seeing these things that she's never seen before. She's never been this far up in the mountains. I mean, she's seen the avian races before, but not bushels and bushels of fluffy babies. I think she'd be all right with it.
Hey, it's my peeps.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's my fun of the night.
Only one? Oh, I'm disappointed. We need many puns. So, Valdus, go ahead and just give a general, just give a general charisma check.
Okay. Oh, boy. Eight. Yeah.
So as you come down and try to kind of get close, one of the little ones kind of comes up and is like looking at you, kind of cocking its head to the side, and then like it looks confused, and then it goes and it like kind of tries to peck at your hand. Go ahead and just give me a general, just give a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 9.
All right. I subtracted 3 from the roll because it's a baby and super klutzy. All right. I still rolled a 19.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you take
wow. Sorry.
a point of
My
piercing
apologies.
damage as this one kind of hawkish-looking Aarakocra comes like, no, don't bite guests. That's not food. Gosh, I am so sorry. He's excitable. He's.
Maybe I taste good. Maybe I got too close. That's my fault.
Let's hope not. We don't want him developing a taste for humans. That would be very bad for us.
Especially if it's based off of his first bite beating me.
Sorry about that. And you see another one, Krug comes back and is like, why don't you guys come over here? And she leads you towards a side chamber. You guys go up a small flight of stairs and come out onto this like little balcony area. It's more overlooking the nesting area. It's still loud, but not quite as ear-splitting up here. And after a moment, Silverwing flies up and joins you, and you see the 2 blue genasi also come up and sit down. And food is brought in. There's actually there's a lot of raw meats, but also vegetables and different things brought. And as the food's brought out, Crew kind of looks at you guys really quickly and kind of darts over and grabs the person bringing the food and kind of quickly talks to them. And they grab one of the plates and leave. And then about 10 minutes later, come back with some seared meat.
Aw, that's so nice.
Sorry, forget that you guys don't eat your meat. They forget very easily that most don't like to eat meat raw.
If that's the custom, I guess that's what we would have needed to do. Thank you.
Thank you. It's very kind. Thank you.
Well, not to be rude to you, but we had been seeking out Baron for some particular purposes, but perhaps you maybe could be of service with this. Did Krug tell you of our problems with different creatures coming out and harassing us a bit?
From Krug's description, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, we only just met down on the mountain. I haven't heard.
Well, if Krug's description is any fine an instrument as it usually is, there's quite a bit that we need to handle. Animals being scared out of their caves, nature being out of balance. These things cannot abide.
Couldn't agree more. Currently, the most pressing issue is the animals being chased out of their caves. We've learned of a small family of basilisks that are encroaching into our area.
That explains the stone.
Yeah, look, it's spring. We're molting, and fighting something that can turn you into the stone when you fly is not exactly the best idea.
Now you understand humans and their fear of the net.
The net's perfectly safe as long as you don't fly over a basilisk. The griffins are good and strong.
Do you think this might be related to what's going on in the port cities? When I arrived in port a few weeks ago, they were banging the drums of war, and people were fleeing the cities in droves.
Which city was this?
Jericho.
This was actually not Jericho. Sorry.
Not Jericho.
Not Jericho.
It was the city before that.
Suncloud.
Nope. It was Suncloud.
Suncloud.
Geographically, how far is Suncloud, like in reference to Jericho and where we're at now?
Let me see. It is pretty far.
So maybe that was useless information.
No.
Okay.
Because a lot of this stuff is connected through waterways. It took you about a month of travel because you were also hitting ports along the way to get to Jericho. Across land, if we're going, okay, where you guys are, once you get out of the mountains, because mountain travel would be its own thing. It'd take you the better part of a month, maybe a little bit more, to travel there via land. But one of the things to remember too is there is magic, and so people do use teleportation circles. Clerics can use word of recall to get to their temples quickly. Higher level mages can use teleport.
This beating of the drum that you speak of from Suncloud, what was the war against? Did you know?
I don't know. And the last few times I've been into port, it's been tense, but never like it was when I was there last time.
Because I know that... go ahead.
Really quickly, one thing that you guys would know is that Suncloud is the holy city for the temple, or for the Church of Pelor.
Ah.
Is that the sun people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they worship the god of the sun. Yeah.
Oh, you see it's coming together now. Yep.
I remember in Jericho, some of the surrounding lands were also experiencing problems with people of stone. Creatures being turned to stone. Are they perhaps using basilisks to knock down armies?
The only thing I've ever heard to be able to take care of or manage a basilisk are Medusas, and I highly doubt that someone worshipping the sun would enlist one of them, but it's possible.
So is there an area where this activity, it's very good meat, by the way, is there an area where, I like props, is there a particular area where activity has been centralized?
Different caves. Lots of cave systems. The mountains are riddled with caves. It's hard to say which ones, but things come out of their caves all the time. It's not usually an issue, but we're seeing more and more creatures come out in droves. And Krug goes, tell them about the village. This is the person say, yeah. Was a dwarven village not too far from here, about 2 days' flight, and they'd always been there, very peaceful, taking care of themselves. Village has been destroyed. It's been burned to the ground.
Like suddenly or over time?
A couple of years ago, we only ever checked on them from the sky, made sure that they weren't causing any problems, but last patrols found the whole village completely just decimated. They were the what are they called? And he kind of he looks over to the Genasi, and one of them looks up and says, the Moon Clan or something. I think.
Are you certain about that name?
No, is Moon Wolf Moons? Moon Wolves. And the other one's like, no, that's not right. I don't. We never really traded with them or anything, but yeah, they're.
I know some people who would remember their name.
Do you?
It was those gentlemen that I had met in Jericho, the ones I was playing guide for.
And Silverwing looks very interested. This kind of leans forward. Yes.
They were part of that clan.
So they live. They had just abandoned their village.
I don't know if it was abandoned or ran out for another different reason, but that definitely they had spoken of being the last of their clan. So there still are those who live.
So ill tidings.
Nothing of any of this is at all good.
No. And there's been news of undead creatures in the lowlands.
This is also true. So I believe the biggest question is which to attack first.
Well, the reason I asked for you to come was we need some help with these basilisks. If you, both of you wouldn't mind, we could offer you some shelter and help, but the basilisks are getting close to our lower city, and we're not as equipped as we would like to fight them off. I can, Tempest here, and he points to the bald Air Genasi, could lend a hand and be a guide. And Tempest nods. I'm fairly useful, but I didn't want to have to take on basilisks myself.
You know my answer. Our new companion, she speaks for herself.
I will happily assist you in exchange or as thank you for your welcoming and openness to letting me come to your village.
Oh. And Tempest kind of gives a half smile. It's like, tell you what, you pull your weight, show that you can do what you want. We'll explain our heritage to you. It seemingly that's what you're needing to know. At least
that is a deal, for sure.
And Silverwing kind of...
Baron leans in and he's just playing up my charisma. So you're telling me that to tell someone who doesn't know anything about your race, they have to offer fealty for information on their own lineage? What kind of people are you?
It's okay. It's okay.
And
don't ruin it for me.
Tempest kind of leans back. He's like, my people are the bargaining type.
See, look, you've already learned something and you didn't have to do anything in trade.
It's true.
Very shrewd.
And Silverwing looks over towards Feather and who's the other Air Genasi there, and prepare my things. I think I'm going to spend tonight in meditation and prayer and see if I can gain some insight or guidance into what needs to be done here. Our city, our livelihood, these times are in threats. But eat, rest, and in the morning, have you head out to take care of these things if you don't mind?
It would be a pleasure.
Let's do it.
All right. Would there be anything that your characters would try to do during the night, or like anyone they would try to connect with, or?
I mean, I don't think so. I just have to rest to be able to use my abilities, right?
Yeah.
I don't need to do anything else. I don't think I have any spells. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing special at this point. I mean, I'm just gonna just pray to my God, just to be able to gain me insight for the battle that lays ahead, so that nature can show me the signs it needs to show me.
Okay.
I believe it's Sylvanus is who
Yes.
I follow.
I think so. Yeah, that sounds right. Go ahead and make a religion check.
Six. My Cthulhu dice is no longer lucky.
You try to sit down and pray, but the best place for your human body to be is within the cavern that you guys are in, and just this crying and the yelling of the young hatchlings is just
Well, baby.
it's adorable, but man, it is just completely distracting you.
Every time I sit down to get a little work done, this is what happens.
Yep. And the reality bleeds into the fantasy.
Yes.
Yes. All right. And then for Enkai, and so for those not know, this is Rachel's very, very, very first time playing. So she's playing a druid.
Yes.
So you do get to prepare your spells.
Do I have spells? You can
Yes.
tell it's my first time. Okay.
Yeah,
I do.
so we just need to prepare your spell. Actually, let me go and just edit your character. So I think as I do that, you can see the changes once we do those things. So forgive for people who are used to just going straight through things, but we're learning here. And so you get to prepare 5 spells of first level, because you're second level druid right now. Let me see. Would you be okay if I picked them out for you and just kind of explained why I'm picking the ones I'm picking? All right, so I'm going to give you Cure Wounds, since one of the things you said you want to be able to do is heal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, before I pick go ahead and just give me a nature check real quick.
Okay.
So,
which dice do I use?
So, always a D20.
Oh, it's always. Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
So I think that'd be +5 for you as well. So 20. Yeah. You would know Basilisk. So one of the things when you fight a Basilisk, if you're looking directly at it, it can turn you to stone.
Right.
So you're going to want something that will give you cover. So that's why I'm thinking of giving you Fog Cloud.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I got a 20. I rolled a 17 and I have +3.
+3. Larry Dixon is wanting to know, is Baron Valdus a Baron named Valdus? A Baron of Valdus, or a Valdus you're just Baron?
We must know.
No.
It's important.
Let's see. I'm going to give you Ice Knife, which is the coolest hex spell. You basically fling an icicle out of your hand, and if it hits, it does piercing damage, but no matter what, it explodes and does cold damage.
Oh, I do like that.
It's
Sounds
pretty
good.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 3. Thunder Wave is good in case anything gets close to you.
What is?
So Thunder Wave, you clap your hands,
Thunder Wave.
and it sends out Thunder's boom in front of you and can push things away.
Oh, that's good.
I'm sorry, this is turning into quite the humorous thread.
And then, let's see. I was looking to see if you had Featherfall because that probably would be very useful.
Yes, it would have helped me in the net.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. The snare is. Now, do you think your character would want to have more of a trap set, or would they want to be able to trap something, like be able to be thoughtful with setting up a trap, or would they want to be able to react to tie something down?
Oh, I see. Probably react.
React. Okay. So I'm going to give you Entangle as a prepared spell.
Okay.
So what that lets you do is you basically all these vines and things come out of the ground and can entangle something.
Okay.
And I think that is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Just like a druid in World of Warcraft. You're bringing back all my old memories.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Diablo. I could do that.
Yes.
I love Diablo. I never played 3 though. Like I just.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't beat 2, so I didn't. I'm one of those. I'm an ultra completionist. I'm like, I didn't beat 2, so like.
So I can't play 3.
I can't play 3, which is dumb.
Demon Hunter's so good. Oh, Diablo 3 is good.
All right. So if you refresh your character page, you should be able to see.
They are there. I see them. Okay. So quick noob question.
Yep.
I'm assuming I have a mana pool kind.
Yep. Okay. So you see how at the top it says slots, and you have 3 little slots there?
Yes.
So you're only going to be able to cast 3 spells, 3 first level spells. So you just pick which ones you do. Those Shape Water and Shillelagh are always available to you.
Okay.
So you can do those whenever.
Got it.
Thunderwave is response for that.
This is some great chat.
This is awesome. All right. So early the next morning, you are awakened by the hungry cries of all the new hatchlings in the cave. It is incredibly loud. Again, still adorable, but just ear-splittingly loud. One of the things that is brought to you guys is you are given some warmer cloaks and things to wear to help you with the cold in the higher region that you're in. So this way you won't be suffering any cold damage as you stay out in the elements. So Tempest comes and grabs you and leads you down this forest pathway. And he's going... Luckily, it's not too far for us to walk, but unlucky because that means we've got some basilisks living pretty close. So as you guys are starting to head down, look, they've been moving around quite a bit, so we just got to keep our eyes out and see what's going on.
How many are we looking for? This was a family of 3. Did they specify, or is it just like random basilisks roaming the mountains?
As near as we can tell, we've been able to see sites that there are 3 around.
There are 3. Okay.
But there could be more. I don't know.
Right.
Have we? We've touched ground, so like we're back on
you
terra
guys are
firma.
back. Yep, you're on terra firma. So you're actually led down. So from the city, you're led through a cave system, essentially down out the other side of the peak. So this is like the back side of the city. There's no. There's a few of the caves with the balconies and things that you can see on this side. You do see up towards the top of the mountain more of the streamers and things marking the area of the Tsuri. But you don't necessarily see much of anything else there. It's looks. You see, I'm trying to set something up while I talk and narrate. That's I can multitask really well. You do see that there's a couple of guard towers in the area that you're coming from, and it looks like this is probably one of the few entrances that you can get to on foot to the city. But as you're walking along, there's definitely like sheer cliffs everywhere, and this one winding path that you're finding down would be extraordinarily hard to find were it not for your guide.
Is there enough of like kind of the wild at this point for me to try to make some type of nature check to try to see if I'm seeing any kind of clues or anything, if there's any kind of presence in this area of them, like stomped upon ground or broken trees or anything of that sort?
Yeah, most definitely. Go ahead and make a nature check.
18.
18. So as you're walking along, you're not seeing too many tracks of things. You are hearing lots of different bird calls, wildlife and things around. And then you guys are going along for probably another good hour and a half or so. And you come across a small, maybe it was a sparrow, kind of hard to say, small bird, but it is turned to stone and is broken.
Well, we seem to be getting closer to where they might be.
Baron actually leans down and puts the pieces as close together to make it whole as he can, and kind of pushes it maybe even like against a tree to make sure that it stays as solid as it once was.
All right. So you do that, and the Tempest is going, all right, we should be careful here. It's probably pretty close.
So I have a question.
Yep.
So I have these totems, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is the hawk spirit, it says it gives you keen sight. Would that help us find what we're looking for, or no?
Yeah, it certainly could. Let me see. With the totem, what does it say for
The hawk is a
duration?
hunter, aids your allies. When a creature makes an attack roll against a target spirit's order, you can use duration. It doesn't say duration. It just says you have an advantage on wisdom checks.
Oh wait, you can move your totem, I think, as you're going along. So I'm learning about the circle of the shepherd as we go.
Yes, well, good. We're all learning.
We're all learning here. That's so you can move your totem. So you can cast that. So you can only do your totem once per rest. So if you wanted to do a different totem, so it's just mostly deciding like if you want to give yourselves advantage on trying to find them, or if you want to give do the bear and give you guys more help points and stuff when you get closer.
I see.
Either one could with features and traits.
Or we can just always do the unicorn
because it's a unicorn. This is Mother Truckin' Unicorn. Oh, and you can also, you do have wild shape too, so you could turn into a wolf or something if you wanted to. Just so you know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait on the totem.
Yeah.
Because I have a natural, I feel like the Baron is very good at knowing the wilderness.
Yeah. Oh, you can move it 60 feet as a bonus action. Okay. How long does it stay? Oh, it only
Otherwise, I made a very poor career choice.
Okay, so the totem only lasts for 1 minute.
Oh, so, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Something
not wasting it then.
Just to keep in mind.
Right.
Actually, Baron's going to pull his short bow and notch a bow. Or notch an arrow. He's not going to put a bow into the bow. Yeah. It's a tricky shot, but it really, when it hits... But yes, I notch an arrow as I'm looking about.
All right. So why don't you guys both give me either perception checks or survival, whatever is higher. So Rich, you would do either one. It's the same for you, yeah.
Okay. 15.
21.
21. All right. Actually, yeah, this is fitting because Enkai's not really used to land and woods and stuff. She's used to nature, but was sort of trying to understand her way through the woods. You're following the pathway pretty well, and you're starting to pick out some signs of nature. But Baron, you see definite tracks of a heavy-set, many-legged creature moving through the underbrush. And you actually do hear in the distance some rustling as you guys are approaching a gently moving river.
Take appropriate cover. There's something in the brush. So I'm keeping a trained eye on where the noise is coming from with aiming the bow towards it just in case.
Okay. Let me see here. I think you guys are fine on this. This is two. Yeah, you guys are fine. I'll just. Oh, actually, nope.
Oh, great.
Never
No.
mind. Nope.
I'm crouching. I'm crouching down behind the Baron. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let me see if I can just.
It's just Baron. I have no official title. Haven't you read the thread?
I'm trying to, but I'm also trying to pay attention.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, what's going on? There's so many things.
I have a +6 against fourth walls.
Sorry, I'm trying to find some good combat music because I'm going to say, pull you guys over to the map here. So as you're coming up on this river, on the far side, you notice 3 creatures. You guys are luckily standing all in cover behind like a large, small tree, large bush, essentially. And you see these 3 creatures on the other side of the river. And let's go ahead and roll some initiative.
Don't know what that means.
All right, so you're going to roll D20, and on the top of your character sheet it says initiative. And you add that to there. Oh, man, my new dice are rolling so nicely tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, initiative's +2. Oh, this is not going to go well for me. A 9.
We have plenty of time to strategize. That's what low initiatives mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
We let all the other stuff happen first. I am at a 7. So
Oh,
I'm
I'm
being
7.
unnecessarily strategic.
All right. I want a good end cave battle. That sounds good. Let's do that. All right. So let's see. We'll do this really quickly. Hello. All right. So we've got. And what did you get for? Oh, so you got a 9. All right.
I have a 9, yeah.
All right. And we've got. You were at a 7, Baron?
That is correct.
Oh, whoa. Some things are happening over here.
All right. Got this. We have 18, and now roll 4. I have this. 15. All right. All right, and now we have ascending. Yes, good.
Wow.
I can see this. I don't like this sound. I like the music, but we're going to stop this. All right. I need them. Sorry, all the music's from Sirenscape, and I'm still learning how to manage that on the stream while I manage everything else and stuff. There's music here, right? Mountain wind.
It's grown deathly quiet in the forest.
It has. Oh my gosh, Enkai, kissing female. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. I need music.
I like how on the map I am like definitely hiding behind you. I'm like, what is happening in this forest?
There we go. Yeah.
Gonna be
All
in a
right.
defensive position.
So one of the things you guys can do is there's a little ruler thing down to the side, so you can move 6 squares. So you can move 30 feet. So I'll control all the movement of what you guys are doing. Just tell me where you want to go, what you want to do. So we start off though with Tempest. So I need to pull up their character sheet.
So, each square is representative of
5 feet.
5 feet. Okay.
Yep. All right. What is he gonna do? He's gonna go ahead and avert his gaze. And do probably a guiding bolt right up its bum.
That seems like a good plan.
Yep. Oh, that's monsters, not spells. I need spells. I thought I had music playing and now it's not playing. I'm only trying to do everything here. Okay. Ranged attack. Yep. Alrighty. So, with the basilisks, when you attack them, if you are looking directly at it, oh, whoops, and I just did something. Pay no attention to
Hey!
that.
He got sick.
If you look directly at them, they can turn you to stone. So one of the things you can do is when you attack, you can avert your gaze, which would allow for you to make an attack without having to run the risk of being turned to stone.
Wait, is there an effect on the roll, like a disadvantage or something like that?
It's disadvantage on the roll if you avert your gaze. Yep.
Okay.
So,
But you have to avert your gaze.
yeah. But you don't have to. No, if you don't avert your gaze, you just run the risk of getting turned to stone.
Oh, yeah, that seems not great. Okay.
Yeah, it's you have to.
Not good.
It's not too hard. It's a DC 12, I will say that. But so it's not too hard of a roll to make.
Right.
But it's
Make it
a
happen.
risk. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so they're rolling a 6 plus 6, so I think that misses, unfortunately. Sorry, and I'm writing down the health. With all the technology, I still find a whiteboard to be the best thing to manage all of my stuff that I do.
Those are adult Etch-a-Sketches without knobs.
Yeah, I've got little notes and things to keep in mind. Pinky, red guy, and yellow. Okay.
Those are the worst gang names ever.
I know.
And I think Tempest is just gonna be like, crap, we just watch out, don't anybody turn to stone. And he moves back there, and alright. Giant scorpion battle, let's try that one. Let's see how that works for music. Because I want music, dang it. Alright. And at that, it's going to bring it to the basilisk's turn. Oh god, that means I'm going twice. I hate when I roll that way. Let's see. How perceptive are they? I got that one. Nope. Okay. My pink dice is gonna murder you guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, those beautiful dice. Why?
All right. This one.
That was a good run while it lasted. Good night,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. It's been fun.
They've all kind of figured out that there's something over on the other side of the river, but they cannot quite tell what.
goodness gracious.
Okay.
All right. But that's all they can do. They seemingly can't get to you right now. And so, Kai, it is your turn.
I'm trying to determine how far away they are. I think they're too
So
far
you have
from
that little ruler.
Where's
I have you as the blue token there.
Oh, there we go. I see.
And so you can measure out.
Oh,
I
see. So I can attack either of those.
Yeah, I think your boomerang would hit either.
Is 60, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should do shillelagh. Shillelagh. There it is. Shillelagh. Okay, let's do that.
Yep.
On the boomerang, and then attack. Avert my gaze.
Okay.
And I guess attack. I guess it doesn't matter. Does it matter which one I attack?
Yeah, just tell me which color. That way I track the hit points.
Okay, the pink one.
The pinky guy? Alrighty. Yeah. So go ahead and roll twice, and you take the lower number, and you are going to add, am I on your sheet? Yeah. So you add your spellcasting modifier, so that'd be 5, right? No, 7.
Okay, so I take the lower one and add 7.
Yes.
Okay, so 14.
14. Just misses.
Unfortunately. We're not doing so great, Baron.
The battle has just begun. We have plenty of time to make more mistakes.
All right, I'm not hearing the music. I don't know why. Let me refresh the page and see if that fixes it. So you go and you pull back, and this is your boomerang. You see, Baron, that this boomerang she has kind of starts to glow with like this greenish energy as it flows out and just skims past one of the outstretched legs of this one basilisk, and you see it on the ground. It's grayish skin and kind of this big maw that kind of opens up and snaps over at the boomerang as it comes back to your hand. All right, and that brings us to Baron.
So just a quick technological question. Where is this ruler of which you spoke?
So if you look down on the left-hand side, you see a little circle with like a rectangle with little lines coming out of it on roll 20.
Oh, yes, the one above the 20 you said?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, and it says like snap to center, no snapping.
Yep, just click on it and start with your character. Your character's the one with the red dot, and you pull out and it will show you distances.
Oh, well, there you go. All right, the bush that I'm behind, is that providing blockage to my ability to shoot the one I'm pointing at right now?
It's obscuring slightly, but not enough that I would say it's cover.
Okay, so I will avert and take a shot with a short bow.
All right, go for it.
Okay, so you said that is disadvantage?
Disadvantage with averted gaze, yes.
Yeah, boy.
As I try to get some...
Actually, not that bad. It's, with my bonus 16.
16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, so 6 plus 3. 5.
5 points of damage, and that was against which one?
Hold on, let me snap back to that. I need like 5 monitors to play this game effectively.
Sorry.
The one with the pink circle.
The pink circle.
I have 2 as well, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I got like Cat here. I got you guys. There's lots
okay.
going on.
I was born in the 70s. To tab, so I can switch easily between them.
Yeah.
No, it's a bad joke.
Classic adventure. I bet that has a good combat soundtrack in it, right? Nope. White Dragon, mountainside, whatever. We're gonna go with that. On the mountainside. Dragon incoming. It's gonna be dragon sounds, but we need battle music. All right, so Baron, you come out, averting your gaze, but still like with that ranger instinct, firing and getting that shot right in where you wanted it to. All right, and brings it back up to Tempest, who's going to go and do something. Oh, nope, that's wrong. Like, yeah, against that first guy is going to go ahead and just try again with a guiding bolt, but this time, not adverting. He's gonna go for it. Oh, which is good, because it hits. All right.
Dun.
All right. I'm not hearing any music, so I don't know what's going on with that, but sorry. There was supposed to be music. 8 into 11 points going against that one. All right. And now we're going to make a Constitution saving throw. And watch, this will be the time that it doesn't go well. No, 17. They're good. All right. So Tempest takes, like, screw it, fires the arrow right into one of the eyes of this beast. But you see, like, it's not an arrow, but the radiant energy blasts and crackles around it. And whoever aims next against the pink one has advantage. So if you avert your gaze, you just roll regular. So do that. And now it's the basilisk's turn. So, oops, I need to get off of that. You notice they're moving towards closer to where you guys are in the river, and you do see there's a spot in the river. I will mark it kind of right here-ish. That seems to be a little bit shallower. It's maybe 3 or 4 feet deep.
Correct.
But they still cannot get through. And so, Enkai, it is your turn.
Oh, so they can't cross the water.
They seemingly can't right now, but it looks like it's shallow enough that if they wanted to, they might be able to.
Okay. So you said the next person that attacks the pink one has an advantage. Is that I'm trying to decide whether I should be throwing out some fog so we don't have to avert our gaze.
If you throw out the fog, if it would obscure everything, so it would actually still, how do I put this? If you guys are having to run for it, the fog will be helpful.
Oh, that's what the fog is helpful for. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. All right. So let's do the ice knife.
Ice knife. All right.
Let's do it against the pink one.
Pink one. All right. Are you just going to roll regular? Because if you roll, you have advantage. So what happens right now is you have advantage. But so if you were just to go regular, you can roll twice and take the higher, but then you have to make that Constitution saving throw to make sure you don't turn to stone. If you decide to avert your gaze, though, you just make one roll because it cancels out the disadvantage. It just makes it a regular roll.
I'm going to avert my gaze. I don't want to be a stone person.
All right, so just roll once.
Okay. All right, just roll one. Okay, well.
No! All right,
that
so you
didn't go so well.
And throw, and the boomerang just kind of sails over the top of it, and you clutch it in your hand, and you're going,
oh, it's my ice knife.
Oh, it was your ice knife, sorry. Yeah, so you go to fling it out. It does not hit it, but it still detonates.
It still explodes. See, there's still hope.
13. What is your spell save DC? So this is on your spells. The save is 13. 13. It just makes it so it takes half damage, I believe. Which would be ice knife 1d10 plus. Can you show me? Aha, you can show me. Oh no, so just it just made the dexterity, so the ice knife sails over it, and as it detonates, it instinctively ducks down out of the way, and the explosion of cold seems to pass over it.
These are some smart basilisks. I don't know about this, Baron. They're smart.
I'm thinking I have to put my pink dice away to help. All right. Baron Valdus, this is your turn.
All right. Well, I'm actually going to look at this square. I don't know if you can see what I'm marking.
Yeah.
Okay, the start square there. If I can, I'd like to go ahead and prepare cordon of arrows to cast.
Okay.
So I'll basically just be placing 4 of the rocks that I carry in a little pouch in my side, and I just plant those into the ground, then cast over them. So that'll be my action at this point.
All right. Whoops. What am I doing? All right. So it's kind of right there.
Yeah, it basically creates like the ability that if creatures get within 30 feet of that, the rocks kind of come out of the ground and attack them so it's kind of like 4 little proximity mines.
Nice. All right, Tempest. I'm on the wrong. Foot radius. I think they can get this. Okay. Yeah. So they're going to go ahead and cast Shatter on those guys right there. Saving throw. Alright, so those 2 have to make Constitution saving throws. Back to the Basilisk sheet. Because I gotta jump between all these things. Ooh,
Larry Dixon, I love your posts. It's hipster fog. It takes them by surprise because they've never heard of it before. It's too obscure.
That's awesome. Creature takes 3d8 on a failed save, half as much on a successful one. Okay, the pink guy is taking 3d8. He's gotten hit quite a lot. 14.
Clinical Role is filmed before live studio audience.
Oh my gosh. Oh, awesome. And the other one takes half as much, so what was that? 14, so 7. And that's to orange, yellow, 7. All right, so you see Tempest come out and kind of do this, pull out like the small holy symbol and kind of pray over it for a moment, and then you see this eruption of force come out, and this little like bead of energy comes out, just boom, bursts out between these 2, and you see this one in the front there is actually like kind of flipped upside down for a moment. So just kind of do that. It was
that's awesome. Oh my god.
And it's not looking good. It's starting to have like a lot of the injuries it's starting to take are showing on it. The yellow one was just hit for the first time though. And now it's Basilisk's turn because I rolled and I have to do myself one right after the other because that's fun.
Are basilisks like turtles? Like he can't get back onto his feet because he's on his back? Like is that?
Oh no, he's back.
He's back. He spends a moment kind of twisting and turning, and getting back over. But that now means he can't cross the river this turn. 5.
Nimble little minx, isn't he?
10. Yeah, they can't get across because they don't want to end their turn in the water because then they would drown. All right. Enkai.
Okay, I want to do something you know, my stuff keeps missing. Let me think. I don't feel like any of these spirit totems are particularly helpful at the moment because we're not being attacked. All right. I will try another ice knife.
All right, go for it.
Okay. Why not?
Are you doing that as a regular roll or averting your gaze?
I'm going to avert my gaze.
Okay.
So I do 2, right?
Yep, roll 2 and you take the lower and you add 5 to your roll. No, yep.
5. Okay, so the lower one is 9. So 13. I'm going to miss again. I can already sense it.
It's 14. 14 just hits.
Ah!
Okay. So which one
Huzzah!
were you aiming at? Because they're all and now they all have to make the save.
The pink one.
Okay. Pink guy takes the piercing damage, and then the others, they all have to make the save. Okay. Just so
I mean, I feel like
clear,
the Tempest is like,
right.
why are we having her here?
Pink. This one is the yellow guy, and red will be white. Pink fails. White red fails, yellow succeeds on the save. So, all right, pink guy is going to take the piercing damage plus the. All right, so 1d. So now you're going to roll a d10 for the piercing damage for the pink guy.
Okay. 4.
All right. And now roll 2d6.
2 of them?
Yep.
All right, 6 and 2.
Oh, nice.
Is that good? Oh.
40, yeah. So 42.
Good.
I can do my math. 6, 8, 15. Okay. All right. So you see Enkai kind of go, okay, you're not on a ship, you're on the ground. You're on the ground. You can do this. It's not rolling. You keep adjusting your aim for the roll. And so you throw it out, and this ice knife just pierces right into the side of this basilisk, and then it detonates, pushing out. One of the basilisks is able to kind of duck down and get out of the way of the ice knife, but the other one just didn't see it coming and is fully smacked with this cold damage as it just kind of crystallizes around it. That pink guy's not looking good. He's not looking happy right now. Say that.
That's some awesome damage right there.
Yeah, that's good. All right, Baron.
All right. Well, having set the trap, I'm going to kind of go back to my trusty old bow. So I will, once again, just to be completely on the safe side, I will avert, and of course I will be going after Mr. Pink, the same one that I did, which brings us into Reservoir Basilisks territory. It's a weird movie reference, sorry. I mix metaphors, I might as well mix my movies.
Go for it.
All right. Okay. Oof. 13.
13 unfortunately just misses, so you go
just a bit outside.
Pull back, and it's just kind of it's not in death throes, but it's definitely like moving in pain, and like the arrow just kind of sketches off the top of it. All right, back up to Tempest, who sees these guys like just so nicely grouped together and is going to go ahead and try to cast Shatter again, because now they're all 3 together. All right, so again, pink, red, orange. Okay, orange got a nat 20, so orange is fine. The other 2 fail, and it's 3d8. Okay. All right. So you see, again, Tempest just pushes out this spell, and it comes over, erupting at this, and you see the pink guy just kind of rear back as it's all this energy kind of comes into its body, and it looks like it just kind of explodes out as it is no more.
Yes.
Got one.
And then there were 2.
Come on, I think maybe we can frighten them away.
I don't know, there's still 2.
One comes across the shore, and now I believe that is within 30 feet of your... Yeah. So would it have gone off before it got to the... Because when it got there is when it would have gone off, right?
When it within 30. Yeah, that is that 30.
Oh, so actually
no,
when I got
would've
to the
been-
shoreline.
Yeah. Well, right here at the start of the curl.
Okay, so
That
I'm
would
gonna
have been
move.
30.
Yeah, I'll move them both kind of right there.
Okay.
All right, so they both are kind of moving in. They're able to cross the river this round. So, what?
All
Do they need to
right.
make a save or?
They must succeed in a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 pierce.
Okay. Dex saves are the thing to throw against basilisks. All right. So one of them rolled a 1 -1, so that's a 0.
Wow. So
The other one got
do you
an
want me to
8.
roll the damage on each one at a time, or do you want to wait to see if they both failed?
They both failed. I rolled
they
it both at the
both-
same
okay.
time. Yeah, one was an 8 and one was a 0.
Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty much it's for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there.
Okay.
So
So this is something that will be continual?
unless I read it incorrectly, because I was assuming it says whenever a creature other than you comes within 30 feet for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there, one piece of ammunition flies up to strike it. So that could mean
So
that
you
it
have 4
happens at the
pieces of
beginning and the end.
ammunition. Okay, so 2 pieces
creatures.
hit. Yeah.
Yep.
So 2 just hit, and so you'll have 2 left after this, if I'm hearing that right.
That is correct.
Okay.
All right. So the red one takes 4. The yellow one, that is the other color, right? Yellow?
Yep.
No. Yeah. Takes 3.
3.
And that's pierced damage.
Okay. Well, and here's the thing that's going to happen, because these things are the dumb. Go ahead and roll their dex saves again.
That was very Starfire of you.
I rolled an 8 and a 9, so that's a 7 and 8 with their dex saves. So go ahead and roll damage for each of them again.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, red takes 5 and yellow takes 3.
That's it. All right. So they just come across and they're just getting pelted with these rocks and kind of like both of them are looking around. And as they're up close, you can see they have these large mouths just filled with teeth. And it's, if you've ever seen Komodo dragons with like that saliva, that gross saliva that just kind of runs out of their mouths, that's what these are looking like. They smell terrible too as you're getting close to them. All right. And Kai.
Right. They're injured. They're hurting. Your traps have been very good. I'm going to... What am I going to do? I'm going to... How close are they?
I will remind you too of one of your cantrips.
The water?
Yeah.
Yeah. So... But they're not in the water anymore.
Right, but you can instantly... I think you can move a cube of 5-foot water on top of them if you wanted to. Is something that you also have the ability to do. So,
would that do something?
Would
that damage them?
Let's see. Hold on.
Because that'll hit them, hopefully. Unlike my boomerang.
It doesn't cause enough force to cause damage. Oh, I'm sorry.
Boo.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was something I could do to prevent them from crossing the water.
Well, let's see. If you can force them back into the water, you can also freeze it around them. So that...
Okay, so if I thunder clapped him or thunder waved them.
And actually, thunder wave would be an awesome move right now. Like, if you would need to take a step forward, probably.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's do
that.
So now in my mind, I'm like AC/DC, like.
Yeah. So if you just like step in front of the Baron for a moment and just clap your hands, you can do that if you want.
All right, let's do it. I'm getting bolder out here in the jungle, in the forest.
Yeah. So this will be your last first level spell that you can cast.
Yeah.
But it's
so no getting injured.
To make a Constitution saving throw, which they're not bad at. Let's see. Well, one's not great. All right, red guy fails. yellow guy succeeds, but I think it's half damage on the save, so... Alright, on a failed save it takes... So roll 2d8.
Okay.
So
Okay.
7 points of damage. So what did I say? Red failed. That's 6. And... What'd you get? Ah, I'm looking in the wrong places.
I got
30.
3 and 4.
Alright. And so he is... Creature takes half of damage and is not pushed. Push 10 feet. Alright. So now red guy seems to be the one we're wanting to beat up on as he's pushed 10 feet back into the water.
Good.
Alright, and do you want to move anywhere else on your turn or anything?
Okay, so now I can freeze him in the water so he can't...
What you can do is... He's going to get to go before you can go
before I
again.
can do that.
Yeah, because it is an action to do that, I think.
Alright.
Yeah, it's an action.
Alright. Then no.
Alrighty. Baron, it is your turn.
All right. Going back to bows at this point.
Alrighty.
So, yes, attempting to go to Mr. Yellow, and I will be averting.
Okay.
Holy crow, 21.
Ooh!
Yeah, that hits.
Yes.
All right.
I heard a dice hit the ground.
Yeah, that's why I have like 18 d6s here, because I know I'm very clumsy. That'll be a 5 for damage.
5 for damage that was against the yellow guy.
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. So you pull back, releasing right into this yellow guy, and you see the arrow hit home right behind one of the shoulder blades of its many arms, and it's kind of opens its mouth with a drool kind of falling out of it, not looking too good. Alright.
Oh, you ugly son of a...
Tempest is... What's Tempest going to do? I think Tempest is going to go back to what works and do an averted gaze guiding bolt right at yellow guys since they're close by. Ooh, she's going to miss. So trying to avert their gaze, just... And they cast this guiding bolt and it just right into the water behind it, seeming to do no damage. And they're... Oh, whoops, I used the wrong one. That should be you. Now Tempest is going to go, don't let it bite you. This starts to step back. And now it is the Basilisk's turn. So I'm going to go ahead and make just a general dexterity check for the one that's in the water. Because it's a medium creature, but it's still kind of low to the ground. And it is about 3 feet of water. So that's kind of a hard thing for it to... 10. Alright, I would say it's able to get about like there and halfway up onto the shore. It was struggling a lot to keep its footing and to not fall. It didn't get washed. It didn't roll badly enough that it's down the stream, but it was not able to come out of the water. The yellow guy, though... Alright, so since this is your first game playing, I'm going to say you probably stepped back after you cast the spell. Because you just... No, not to get too close to these. 15. And Baron, would you have stayed put where you are? You're the one with the red dot. Or would you have moved back at all? I am letting people retcon stuff, so deal with it, internet.
No, not a problem. I probably would have moved back briefly, like just only 5 foot.
Okay, so like step back to here?
Yeah.
Alright. 10, 15. Yeah, you hit it with an arrow, so it's coming up. It's finally going to get to try to bite somebody.
I've made myself very tasty.
Oh, it's probably going to miss. 14?
Hold on. Wrong screen. Did you say 14?
1-4, yes.
That exactly hits.
Alrighty, that is 2d6. That's 3 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And 6 points of poison damage.
Yikes.
All right.
Oh.
And that is their turn. And so that brings us back to Enkai. You've got a basilisk right in front of you.
I see. That's frightening. Never been this close to a basilisk before, especially an angry one.
Give them a wedgie. They hate wedgies.
I can't cast any more spells. Wedgie spell.
You have this lovely staff.
I do. I do have a lovely staff. Does the staff do anything besides just hit them in the face?
It will be. I mean, you cast Shillelagh on it. It'll be magical.
Well, yeah.
Do a little bit more damage.
That's true. That's true. Is it so? How injured is my friend Baron? Is he super injured, or is he just a little injured?
Just a wee bit injured.
Just a wee bit injured.
Not
terribly injured. Okay. All right. Well, then let's Shillelagh and hit him in the face, because I'm angry now because I've taken to Baron. I mean, he's been very nice to me, and no, you don't just straight up bite him and poison him. That's not cool.
Yep. All right. So you add 5 to your d20 roll.
All right. Let's see if I can find my... Everything is all crazy now on my screen. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. So 18.
18 definitely hits. So the damage is going to be 1d8 plus 5. Or, yeah. Plus 5? No, plus 3. 1d8 plus 3.
4.
4 points of damage. All right. Hey.
At least I hit him.
So you kind of you pull your staff out, smack down. The hide is a lot thicker than you expected, so you aim true, but man, this thing, it's a solid little tank of a creature. But it's not looking too great. So,
Good.
All right.
It's hurting.
Are you wanting to step back at all or move away?
I'm going to say yeah. I probably want to step back.
Okay. Now, one thing that does happen is as you move out of something's melee range, it does get an attack of opportunity on you, which means it will snap at you, so it will try to bite you. Also, make a Constitution saving throw, because you did not avert your gaze this time.
Okay, so I have to roll an 8.
So roll a d20, and you're going to add 2 to your roll. Yeah,
okay,
you're fine.
So 21.
Yeah, you're totally fine.
Okay.
So it can snap at you, but you're also right up close and personal, so not getting out of the way of it might mean it's going to bite at you anyway because you just hit it.
Right. Yeah. Definitely get out of the way.
Okay. So move you probably down here. And it is going to take a bitey bite at you. Right. Which is going to be a 12 total against your armor class, which will miss.
Okay.
So it goes to bite, and it's just the saliva kind of swings up onto the robe that you're wearing, and it sizzles a little bit as it hits, but doesn't seem to actually do any damage. All right. Is Sirenscape working on our end? Because I don't hear any music, and I keep hitting stuff. But
nope.
Okay.
I will try closing it real quick.
All right. Baron, it is your turn.
Okay, at this point I want to try and switch to my longsword, just because of the fact that it's right there in front of me.
Alright, so for your interaction, switch it out.
Yep, so I get 2 attacks per action, so I mean, does that affect...
Oh, you should have been shooting two bow attacks then every time.
I just looked at it. Well, I can only do the additional... I thought if the other enemy was in 5 feet of the other one, that's the one.
Oh.
The special hunters, what the heck do they call it? It's down there somewhere. Horde breaker.
The horde breaker, yeah. When they were all grouped together, you could have done a bunch of things.
But yeah, I'll just go. All right. So again, I will at this point avert.
All right, go ahead and so roll with disadvantage.
This is not quite as good as the other, but crud. 13.
13 just misses, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
you come to slice down into it, and it misses. But you get to do Hunter's Musk. Another attack. So you get to attack. You should be able to attack twice, right?
Yeah, I believe because it's melee, he's right in front.
Yeah.
That's my regular. Yeah, I must have just missed those. Oh well, made the fight more exciting.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, definitely is not making the fight exciting. It's a 9. For
9.
that
Yeah,
bite really freaked me out. Yeah.
So switching from bow to your sword, you're like, you're just trying to stab down at this thing. Like, you're big and ugly.
Bono's football, Bono's basilisk. Sword
All
does
right.
not.
Are you gonna move away at all, or are you gonna stay right there?
At this point, I guess if I move away, it'll get an attack of opportunity anyway.
I'd already used its reaction, so it doesn't have any more.
Oh, it doesn't? Yeah, then in that case, I'll definitely move.
All right. Move to the north or south?
North.
All right. 30. Moving up there. And that brings it to Tempest, and we have music again. So, yay! Tempest is right there. And going... so you see... Tempest pulls out this... he's like a warhammer, and just is going to smack down right on this guy. But this one to hit. Oh! Wow, I got a natural 20. At least I did it as the NPC and not the villain. So, all right, so Warhammer is going to be 1d10 plus 2. Ooh, so it's going to be 2d. Nice. Roll 5 for the dice damage. So 7. It's awesome. All right. That's 46. Oh, but it's not looking good. So you see Tempest just kind of smack down, trying to like almost bug squash this thing. And you see its legs kind of buckle out from under it, the 6 legs of it. And then they also back up. Kind of going this way. And that brings it to the Basilisk's turn. Which way is that one going to want to go? That's being stupid. And actually, you guys would have gone far enough. No, it's going to run. Actually uses all of its movement plus a dash action to try and run to the other side because it is hurt. And this guy, though, is going to try to get out of the water. And it is able to get out and come forward, but it's not able to get close enough. I'm going to move it out of the bush just so you can see it a little bit better to get to anybody yet. Enkai.
All right. I believe I am going to try and sling my boomerang to the injured one, to the yellow one, but I'm going to avert my gaze.
Okay, go ahead and roll with disadvantage.
All right. 2 20s. Okay, the lower one is a 14, and I keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
5.
I had 5. Okay,
so 19 definitely hits, and so with your boomerang, that does 1d4 plus 3.
Okay.
So you roll a d4.
So
Nice.
3 plus 3, 6.
6.
Nice.
Good.
Good hit.
This is enough to kill it, so how does this happen? Tell me how she ends this creature. Or in the words of Matt Mercer, how do you want to do this?
She's frustrated. Yeah, bit her friend, and she's trying to help out, and she keeps missing, so she just musters up everything and just chucks it.
All right. Sitting there, like, kind of casting the shillelagh into it, just like, no,
Yeah.
you don't. Boom! It flies out, and you see this boomerang kind of glistening with this druidic magic as it comes around, smacks right into this basilisk as it was running, kind of hitting it in the back of the head. Its head kind of rears up as it just slumps to the ground and is no more.
He tried to run away, you know?
He tried to Sir Robin it. It did not work.
It did not work.
All right. Baron, it is your turn. There's one basilisk left on the playing field.
Gonna go ahead and take some bow action over there.
Go for it. Roll twice.
At this point, I'm frustrated with the length of the battle, so I'm not averting. No. Well, I'm not gonna avert.
All right. I have a cat at my window.
19.
19 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. And that is 6.
6 points of damage to it. All right. This is 32. Yeah,
You said it
it's
was
not,
a Constitution save?
It is a Constitution save.
Okay. 21.
21, yeah, easily.
Nice.
Cthulhu, you're back.
All right, easily made. Do you get you should get a second bow attack.
Oh.
I think. Let's just give you a second bow attack, because I think you're supposed to have them.
19.
19 definitely hits.
I'm
Go ahead
sorry,
and roll.
21.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. 7.
7. All right. This guy is not looking great. He's starting to definitely show some. As these arrows are sinking right into it. Make the Constitution save again.
Okay. 9?
9 does not save.
Yes.
All right. On a fail-
Pathos. Yes.
All right. So you start to magically turn into stone. Okay. So you feel yourself starting to stiffen. You are restrained right now.
Okay.
So you're under the restrained condition. You are not stoned yet, but you're feeling your limbs beginning to harden and stiffen.
Okay.
As you stand there. But seeing this, Tempest is going to go ahead and run over to you and cast. Not Cure Wounds. It would need to be a lesser restoration on you, ending the effect. But that is their action. And so that will bring us to the basilisk. Let me just move. It's got to try to get up to you, but it can't quite. Well, actually, oh no, if it does the dash action, I think it is self-preserving enough that it's not going to run up to you and then not be able to do anything. All right.
All right.
Okay. There's
It's
one
time.
left.
It's time to get that boomerang on the last one. Let's
All
see.
right.
I'm gonna avert my gaze because I just saw what happened to my friend there.
All right.
That didn't look appealing.
Yeah.
Ooh, not good. Not good. My boomerang, I think I need to take it in. I think.
After hitting, it dented the wood a little bit.
I think
and
it did.
So it's not a boomerang, it's more of a blommerang.
It's a
It
blommerang.
comes back to your hand,
Yeah.
You're able to catch it, but it just didn't quite.
Didn't quite. No, it's not even going in the right arc.
Yeah,
No.
You're you threw it where it had been. If the basilisk had still been where it was,
It would have hit it.
it would have hit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it moved. You forgot to track it as it moved, and averting
Rookie
your gaze, you're
mistake.
oh crap.
That's not where he was. He moved.
All right,
Yeah.
Baron. He's only got a few hit points left.
Come on, Baron.
And I'm gonna go ahead and learning my lesson at this point while I go ahead and take some bow shot again. Oh, holy crap. Well, shamefully, the nat 20 does not count, but
Aw.
but the 24, because of the other guy being a 16, that definitely counts.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll the damage for that.
6.
6 points of damage. All right. And do your second shot.
Again, 24. Holy crap.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot more games lately, so my dice are more, in favor.
They're warmed up. They're
Yeah. 5.
5 points of damage. How do you want to do this?
I'm envisioning that the first shot takes it into an area that was already wounded, causing it to reel back in pain and lurch up like it's trying to frighten us away from it in a last little death throw. And as its mouth gapes wide and open, kind of with like a little wink twinkle in my eye as I send flying, it goes straight down its gullet, performing a tracheotomy arrow style.
Nice. So you see
Nice.
Baron just boom, one arrow right into it, and as the mouth opens up wide, the second arrow comes in, and you just see as it's rearing its head back, the arrow piercing through the back of the throat, coming out the other side of its neck, as it is no more.
Nice.
I can play victory music now. All right. And for as we're getting. All right, as you guys, let me just get some bit of music going on here. Make your way back up to the town. You rest after the battle, and Tempest does go up to the bodies of the basilisks and carves them open and harvests out these venom sacs inside that can actually are. Tempest would be explaining this to you guys, is that they're getting this because the basilisks do eat the things that they turn to stone, and so the venom sac inside actually softens the stone and can turn it back into flesh. So something that has been petrified into stone, these can be used to turn them back, but with a non-magical mean. So highly sought after, especially if more basilisks come out. You guys return to the town. It's called Bearzy, sorry. And you're greeted. Everyone's very warm and welcoming and excited to see you. On the hike up, actually, Tempest will pull Enkai aside and just go, "It's where the planes meet."
What is?
How we come to be. The different plane, about the different planes, and how the world works.
Water, earth, air, and fire.
Yeah, where they're weakened. It's where our people tend to come from. The city's where it is. It's right next to a very temperamental connection to the elemental plane of air. And so different djinn come through, and we're their offspring. It's not necessarily that we're created in the same way, but just being so close to one of the elemental planes can create us.
So on my island, it must have been close to a water plane.
Likely. Or your parents made a deal with one of the djinn of the sea. You might have there might be a very powerful elemental being out there looking for you.
Interesting.
And if you said you spent 20 years at sea and nothing ever happened, maybe not.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Well, you fought very well. I like this curved stick you have.
Thank you. I think I need to have it repaired.
Seems to be effective, though, when it works.
The magic is strong.
Well met.
For
As you
spending
guys-
so many years on the sea, you handle yourself quite well on land.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that I could be of help.
As you guys come back in, oops, sorry, I was trying to. You come in, and again, you're hearing kind of the calls of the young ones, that kind of ear-piercing squeaking but it's nice, it's safe. You are brought up in this interior, so it's like the peak of the mountain's almost hollowed at points. You're brought up into a higher chamber of some kind. It seems a little bit more private, and you see Silverwing sitting in there. Go ahead and give me a couple of perception checks.
That's the 20.
Nice.
12.
12. All right. Baron, you're just still a little distracted from the battle and everything that's happened, and the shrieks again are kind of getting to you and reminding you of how you couldn't connect to your god when you were praying earlier. Enkai, you're getting a better feel for being around these avian races, and as you're looking at Silverwing, you're seeing, if he were a human, you would say he's pale and looking frightened. And he looks at you both and says, I need you to sit, please. I've had a vision.
Sits immediately.
Yeah, sits immediately.
There is more trouble in the lands than we know. The basilisks, I understand, were taken care of?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. That wouldn't have been something that we could have easily done without you, so we owe you a debt of gratitude for your service.
But it seems these basilisks are the least of our problems.
Perhaps you can help me. This vision I had, I asked simply to know what was going on, to understand what was happening in the world. I figured be as vague as possible, but with a little bit of detail to try to get to know what I want. But I dreamt of myself flying over the mountains, as I have many times. And then my vision was brought down into a cave. Followed the cave down through the roots of the mountains. Down, deeper, deeper, past the darkened tunnels, anything I've ever seen. Into utter black abyss. And I saw these 3 bodies moving forward. The one in the back seemed to be dripping with a liquid of some kind, thick. The second, as it exhaled, I could see a cloud of something coming from it. The first, rotting flesh, dead. They filled me with such dread to see them. The other 2 seemed to be following the undead thing that was shuffling forward. He kind of shakes his feathers, kind of looking. It probably sounds foolish. It's 3 visions, these 3 things, but
Doesn't sound foolish. Weren't you just talking about the undead rising?
It was strangely connected to the activity of the priests of Pelor. What was the thing that was following the undead? What was it doing?
they were just there with it. It was like they were almost like a royal guard of a court, perhaps. But one was... And you can see, like, as he's trying to think about this, he's still kind of, like, his hands are kind of visibly trembling a little bit as he's thinking about it. The one that was dripping was disturbing. I thought it was blood at first, but it was clear. And the other one, like, it was... Here. And he actually casts a spell. And you see before you this illusion. You guys have been around, you've seen illusionary magics before. But you see basically what it looks like a zombie, but if you could turn the terror level of it up by about 50%. It is definitely undead, rotting, but like it just reeks of pure evil as you look at it. And the two things walking behind it, one of them is human looking, but not quite human, and every time it exhales there's this cloud coming out before it that just kind of settles down and around everything, and it kind of sticks into the body of the thing that's next to it with these dripping, oozing bits coming off of it.
Did your vision tell you where they were? Did you recognize any of the surroundings?
It was deep and dark, far, far below. I don't know.
It is a matter of comfort that you did not recognize where these things that may actually afford us extra time to be able to plan. If it was a place familiar to you, that might mean that this vision told you how close they were. So let's take this perhaps as a sign of providence. Maybe we indeed have time to prepare, so we can get to them before they get to us.
I hope we do. Do either of you have any idea what those things were?
I have never seen anything like that before.
I'll say if you guys want to make a history check.
Four. He was dripping because he just got out of the shower and he had not found his towel. So he was wet and dripping.
That's so bad.
Enkai, did you roll for it?
I rolled a 16.
Oh, 16? Do
Yeah.
you have anything for history? Oh, you get +1, so 17. The way that one that was exhaling stuff, it reminded you of mushroom spores. Like when you step on a mushroom in the forest and see the spores come out.
I see. So, weren't you talking about a plague of spores south of here?
On another continent, yes. There's far. It's further than anyone could fly, but a few send us use magic to communicate with us. It's a forest of mushrooms has appeared, and the spores have been getting into the feathers and killing off many beasts. It's been very detrimental to the Aarakocra and Tesuri of the area. They actually had to abandon their city.
The one in your vision, the one who's breathing. Could it be a sign? Could it be a sign of maybe the source of the spores? You see how it's sticking to those around him.
Huh.
And maybe it's deep and it's far because it is deep and far on the other continent. But maybe it's coming this way.
It might be. All right, well...
How far of a travel would it be to get to that place?
It's a month by sea.
I'm good on a boat. Throw that out there.
There was a second part of the vision, though. I asked what could be done, and I was given visions of different individuals, people who are actively fighting against this. But, Baron, you said you knew of the people, the last survivors of that burned-out village.
We shared many beers.
One of the visions I had was of the of that village. I think maybe those ones that you met would be useful to find again.
Well, I know that one of them was looking for his family. Seems to be a thread within the tapestry of all of our lives. So if I could try to follow where he had gone, we could maybe send word. I'm sure that they would be interested in the goings-on. And I'm also sure they would lend their help. All we'd need to do is ask.
I think it would be wise then to seek them out. We'll do what we can. I have a means of communicating with you. But spend a day or two here. Let's try to figure out where these people might be, and we'll try to get you to them as soon as possible.
It would also be good to rest. I'm a bit stiff.
I can imagine. Well, thank you, both of you. Have rest and take care. We'll start seeing what we can do about finding these people and doing what we can. And that's where we'll end this tonight.
That was awesome.
That was good.
Awesome. And Rachel, your character has leveled up.
Oh, good.
So those of you watching, she was only level 2. Because try not to overwhelm, so.
No,
Yeah, I don't know if I'm jumping the gun, but I seem to think you enjoyed yourself.
I did. It was fun. It was fun. It's hard because you have to make so many. You're like, what color is your hair? I don't know. What color is my hair? But no, it was fun.
But as you get to know your character better, it gets easier. And like I don't know. One of the real fun things I find with playing is when you're like, oh, I know this is so stupid, but it's totally what this character would do right now.
Right.
Yep. This is not going to go well, but it has to go this way.
Right.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, yep, we're doing this. All right. But thank you guys for joining. And so for narration's sake, and I know Dr. B's watching, but so I'm not going to say where they're going to be, but when they get to a certain point, that would be when I would have you guys meet up with them. So,
all right.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll say that you guys are going to your characters will be spending the better part of a week or so with within this encampment, gathering a little bit more information and things. I'll kind of no, Dr. B, I'm not telling them. In part because there's actually 2 places that you guys could go that could be a rendezvous point. So we'll see which one you go to.
Do they have the option to turn back to the page that they wrongly chose, like in Choose Adventure
book?
Yeah,
Choose Your Own Adventure. You mark
the original retcon.
Yeah. But I'll let you guys know kind of what other information is found as they scavenge through the mountains trying to learn of things. And any questions that you guys come up with that your characters might want to know, let me go. And
all right.
So. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who is watching.
Thank you.
We've had a really active chat tonight, which has been awesome. And Larry, I know that's a lot because he used to thank you.
Oh my gosh, I have got to meet Larry in person. He is, everybody tonight. It was freaking awesome. And I'm honored to be a part of your first session. I love the folks getting introduced to the hobby. It's great.
Yes, thank you. You were, without your arrows, it would have ended poorly, I feel. Because, yeah.
Yeah, but apparently boomerang goes the dynamite. So
Yeah.
there you go.
And on that note, we'll call it a night. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, be well.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.